What is up, everybody? We are back again with our Dynasty podcast, video show, whatever you want to call it. Today, we're looking at the 102, looking at potential players that you should be taking or that will be there, as well as the value of it and some trades that have happened recently. You know who I'm with, my brother Brian, our father Jeff, as always. We're just going to get right into it, guys. 102, I'll just come out and say if Bijan's there, you take Bijan. So then it comes down in the Superflex League. I assume it's going to be quarterback. Do you guys agree? The quarterback should go here at the 102 if Bijan is taken?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Now the question is, who's your QB1? We've just recent news that we've heard is, I think we all thought it was going to be Stroud there for a while, and now it seems like it's Bryce Young. We don't know if it's smokescreen or not, but it looks like it's going to be either Stroud or Bryce Young as taking the number one overall pick. But who is your guys' QB1? Brian, we'll start with you.
I still haven't watched a ton of the tape and everything like that to really familiarize myself with these guys. But the two that I have watched, I've watched a little bit of Richards, and probably 5 games each of Stroud and Bryce Young, and I think I lean Stroud. Just
okay.
Overall, I think I just kind of like him a little bit better.
Yeah, does that change if he isn't the number one overall pick and Bryce Young is, or it's still Stroud for you?
I think it's still Stroud. I don't know. I guess it's really going to depend on what happens in the draft. I guess it's kind of the final piece of the puzzle, and then maybe I can look at a little more what those teams look like and how they might benefit those quarterbacks specifically.
Okay, Dad, who's your QB1?
Well, I have a little different philosophy. I like whoever Carolina is going to take. So, because I like the coaching staff that's been assembled there in Carolina. It starts with Frank Reich, and they've got Jim Caldwell and Josh McCown and things like that. So, whatever quarterback goes there, that's the guy I'm going to take. So, to me. Okay. The only negative about Bryce Young, of course, is his size. 5'10", 195 pounds, and he's going to get squashed a few times in the NFL. So Stroud's not a huge guy, but I would definitely, to me, that's what I would do.
Okay, I'm all in on Bryce Young. I think it's crazy that people are even talking about him not being the number one overall pick. He has everything. He has everything you want in a quarterback, except that he's maybe 2 inches shorter than what people want. Or, if he were 2 inches taller, no one would even be questioning it. That's not going to stop me from thinking he's the best quarterback.
I've heard he's got the brains. Yeah, I heard he's got the brains. He can process information quickly and things like that. So those are definitely the types of things you want to hear. You don't want to hear your quarterback's dumb or he's a little slow or something like that. So
yeah, and just the physical skills and the passes that he makes. So, but it seems like we're consensus. It's Bryce Young or CJ Stroud that should be the first quarterback taken. Now I'll ask you guys real quick: if it's not a super flex, if it's a 1 quarterback league, Bijan's taken, are you still taking a quarterback here, or are you gonna take someone else, a running back or a receiver? Brian?
I think you could really go down to team need at that point. You could just take the best receiver. You could take Jahmyr Gibbs if that's your number 2 running back. It seems like that's what the consensus kind of is. Or if you're really truly rebuilding, even though it is only 1 quarterback, you could take a quarterback there easily. It just kind of depends on what your team needs.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a keeper league, right?
No, Dynasty, but one quarterback, not super flex.
Yeah, I would. I would go one of the quarterbacks. I guess
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
See what happens.
And maybe you can, let's say you have like a top tier quarterback, and you could potentially okay, I'm going to take Bryce Young because I believe in him, and then I'm going to trade this top tier quarterback for a bunch of picks. There's that angle as well. But we'll get into some trades that have happened for the 102. I'll get you guys' opinion on them. Up first, we have the 102, which was traded for moving back to the 104 and also picking up a 111 in a super flex league. Do you like that trade, Dad, moving back 2 spots and then also picking up the 111?
I think it's okay. Maybe at 104, I'd be looking at Anthony Richardson. So yeah, I think I'm okay with that. It doesn't sound terrible, but I think I would do something like that.
Okay. Ryan, what do you think about that? Moving back 2 spots, getting the 111.
I think it's kind of it's a little borderline, I guess. Like I'd be kind of okay with it if I really thought I needed that extra first round pick, which I mean everyone always needs an extra first round pick. It just depends on how you feel about the guys there or who you think is going to be there. But I mean, I don't think it's terrible if you're really sold on one of the quarterbacks, then I would say like way higher than the other 2, then don't do it. But if you're kind of okay with getting Young, Richardson, or Stroud, you'll have your choice of them, or best case scenario, John, but that's not going to happen.
Okay.
You'll have your pick of the litter, or you'll have your pick of the litter at 2, but you're stuck with a guy at 4. So if you're okay with that, then do it.
Yeah, for sure. Don't forget Levis. You got to add Levis into this conversation.
Yeah, true.
102. So we got the 102 just for a couple trades involving just players. The 102 for Rashad White and Devontae Smith. Brian, this is also again still super flex, 12 team, which makes a difference. You're going to have deeper rosters. So what do you think about 102 getting Rashad White and Devontae Smith?
Yeah, I think that's something like that is kind of what it would take. I got to imagine. I'm just trying to picture the scenario of this team with the 102. I mean, if they're desperate for a quarterback, if they have absolutely nobody, if maybe not even a single real starter, if your best quarterback is Mac Jones, maybe you stay put. But I mean, those are 2 solid pieces, I would say. But you got to be pretty good with your QB1 and 2 in order to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dad, what do you think? Rashad White and Devontae Smith for the 102? Which side do you like?
I like Devontae Smith. I think I would need maybe a little more established running back, but maybe I don't want an old running back because we know how they wear out. So yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about this one. Rashad White, we don't know.
Yep.
We know he looked okay at the end of the year last year. Tampa Bay's running game stunk. So is it going to get tremendously better with Rashad White? I don't know. I kind of question this one.
Yeah, I agree with you because it goes against my philosophy of I'm not going to trade for guys that I really don't know what they're going to be next year, and they're not guaranteed anything. We don't know what Rashad White's going to be. What if Tampa Bay takes Bijan Robinson? What if they get a high second round pick running back? Now it's well, fuck. Half that trade, it sucks, right? Rashad White. So,
and by the way, there's been mock drafts that says Tampa Bay would take Bijan. So,
yeah, I mean it's possible. So, if you were telling me this was in August and we knew Rachaad White was the main guy, I'd be okay with it in a 12-team league if I'm secure at quarterback. So, what about another similar one? Yep.
Well, I kind of question, like, if that did happen, if the bottom did fall out on Rachaad White, like, I can totally see that going. But, like, what if the opposite happens? Like, they don't add anything. Like, I know we're not too thrilled about the Tampa Bay offense this coming year, but, I mean, are you getting Rachaad White and Devontae Smith at that point for 102? Like, if they don't add anybody after the NFL draft?
Yeah, again, it depends on how bad that person wants the 102, I guess. If they're hurting for quarterbacks and stuff, which maybe they are, but I still think so, because again, like, we don't know what Rachaad White's going to be. Like, we've seen him in a limited kind of a timeshare role, but that's about it. So I think you could still get it, even if they don't add anyone. I don't know. It depends on the owner, manager. So, but we'll do a couple more here. Another one involving two players. The 102 for DeAndre Swift and T. Higgins. Brian, do you like that trade? You're getting DeAndre Swift and T. Higgins in a 12-team league, Superflex for the 102.
Yeah,
which one
I think which out of the two, I'd rather have Rachaad White and Devontae Smith than T. Higgins and Swift.
Would you take the Swift Higgins trade?
That one I'd be a little more leery about. Honestly, I don't like it as much. I feel like you're not getting. I feel like Higgins and Smith are kind of like on the same level in terms of that, but I think White has the better outlook right now, even though we've seen Swift be better. So I don't think it's quite enough. Honestly, I think I'd rather see what else I could get at 102.
Okay, it's fair. Dad, DeAndre Swift and T. Higgins, do you like that trade? Do you like it?
No, I don't like that one either. So,
okay, you're keeping the 102.
Yeah, I would. I would keep up. I would keep my 102 instead of without knowing any details, like what's your team and stuff like that. I'm just say flat out no on that one.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'd probably say no as well. I think I agree with you guys there. It feels like you can get a little more. So we'll get into either one or two one quarterback leagues. So these are, again, our one quarterback leagues. The 102 for Breece Hall. Dad, would you do, again, not super flex, one quarterback, 102 for Breece Hall?
Yeah, I might do that. Of course, we know the guy had a major injury, so geez, you talk about rolling the dice, but he was just starting to hit his stride there, when he got hurt, unfortunately. So, but I think I would gamble on that. Yeah, I would. I think I would need something else though, besides Breece Hall. So,
yep,
it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a Hall of Famer or anything like that. I just need something else to sweeten the pot.
What if it was a 4th round pick?
That's not sweet enough. Maybe a 3rd round. Yeah. 2nd or 3rd round. Yeah. 2nd round, definitely. 3rd. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We're kind of getting close on that.
Would you take the trade, Brian? 102 straight up for Breece Hall?
I wouldn't, just because of the injury. Like, I feel like you're losing another year with Breece Hall this year. Like even if he starts the year, I feel like he's going to be working his way back in, and then half the fantasy season goes away pretty quick. So I think I'd rather, honestly, just like, if I'm in need of a running back, this is obviously barring we don't know what the landing spot is yet. It's going to be a common theme throughout these videos, but I'd rather just maybe take Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, assuming he gets like a really good spot, or I take whatever's best for my team at that 102 because I feel like you really do have the pick of the litter. I think it's like a really strong pick to have, just because you got to assume Bijan's going first, so you basically can take whoever you want at any other position, or including running back.
Yeah, I think I disagree with you there about Gibbs. I think I went Breece Hall over Gibbs, and that's just kind of how I look at it. If I don't need a quarterback desperately in a one quarterback league, it's like, okay, well, is Breece Hall better than Gibbs? I think so. Is he better than one of the top receivers? I also think so. So Jahmyr Gibbs looks good, but his profile in terms of his height and weight, we haven't seen play out very much in the NFL. So I don't know. It would be interesting for sure. But
so do you think Breece Hall, like this next year, is kind of a throwaway year?
Not necessarily. I think, I think like if we're talking about redraft, you have to take him knowing, I think maybe like the first 6 weeks, we're not going to see much from him. But I think, again, we'll need more information as the year goes on, but I don't think it's a throwaway. Like, I think he could be a stud for 10 weeks of the season. I wouldn't be surprised about that. So, but yeah, we'll finish up there, and appreciate you guys watching. We'll be back with the 103 video soon. Catch you guys soon.